Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Survival Chaos Guide. You guys have asked for it, and I am honored that you guys think that I am good enough to be doing this guide for you. I will do my best, and I hope it works. Remember, I am not a professional player. I'm just someone who's played the game a lot. I know a few tips and tricks, and I am honored to share them with you. So we're going to go for all pick, and we are going to start with the humans. So, as you can see, the humans here have plus 5% attack rate, plus 1 armor, plus 3 level unit armor. As the description says, it's a jacks of all trades, but masters of none. Very basic and simple, but versatile and adaptive. Good in every situation, foolproof and idiot-friendly. Easy to play and very boring. I disagree with that part. And it's recommended for total noobs. And I would have to agree, the humans are one of the strongest races that we start with. So I would recommend, especially if this is your first game, to absolutely go for it first. Then, in terms of upgrades that they have, it's the Arcane Sorceress, so Jaina replaces Antonidas, and Jaina, as you guys have seen, is basically an even bigger nuker. She's very powerful, and she summons water elementals. She can hold up a lane by herself. Then there's a Templar Order, which is great because it reduces the spell damage to your units, and your melee units cause mana burn. Very good for anti-hero. Then you've got the Hired Goons, which basically is just, your chosen barracks will permanently spawn 2 brigands with each spawn wave. The Brigand is a melee unit. It has a Battle Frenzy ability, so basically it's early push. It's solid, but these tend to, if you don't capitalize on the advantage right away, or in early game, they will die off very quickly. Veteran Footman, this is an all-game advantage, one of my favorites personally, just because plus 30% damage after a kill, and the 15% flat chance to do a stun is excellent, because it can really disrupt a lot of potential ganks at the beginning. And, 10% attack rate and 125 HP. So the Veteran Marksman have a plus 20% attack rate and 75 HP. Ensnare is great, and Rapid Shot plus 80% attack speed, but minus 50% armor is very good, but that does mean that you're going to be opting for more of a glass cannon type build, just because this means that your backline is going to be weakened considerably. Here, we have the Grand Wizard. The Grand Wizard is one that I always think is very solid, just because, you have 15, 20, 25, and 30% for 25 area damage, and then Dispel Magic. So this is the pick if you're going up against a lot of people who have a tremendous amount of... Good lord. A tremendous amount of buffs. So things like that would probably be the Orcs, or even the... the demons after a certain point would be important to get as well, just because anything that also has auras and things like that, dispelling is lovely. And also important to note that it is a AoE dispel, which not a lot of factions have. Then finally the Elite Knights, 40, 60, 80% chance that Knight will dismount when his horse is killed. This is awesome because it basically grants your siege units a little more time on the field, which means that the Devotion aura lasts that much longer, so it really just provides you with really kind of that great mid-game push. Then finally, Water Elemental can really kill a lot of enemies in the end game, just because of the split and the 20% evasion. This means that your tier 4 endgame unit. And so now that we've talked about the Water Elemental, let's talk about these last 4 are options that are pretty much these 3 at least, are very much options that are available to everybody. This one increases castle and mage mana by 10%, unlocks upgrades for them inside this building, reduces cooldowns of defensive castle spells by 30%. So once again, this is very much for a kind of turtle build. Arcane Artifacts. This is a fun one, and honestly, if you don't know what to pick, pick this one, because Arcane Artifacts basically means that each time you summon a hero, except for the first time, he will receive a random item, or she. Items can combine into many combinations, so basically, this is one thing that you guys will have seen in kind of, a few of my videos, is just, this is one of the only upgrades that really allow you to get heroes continually stronger as the game progresses. As the game progresses, they gain more levels. As they gain more levels, they get more items. And every time you summon them, they will get another item, and they will become more and more powerful, gaining auras, gaining health, gaining attack power. This is one of my favorites. Anti-magic shield. This is also really, really nice because, as it says, it's anti-ultimate weapon. So if you know that one of the players you're playing against loves his ultimate weapon finish, pick this. Or if there's a certain I think there's dwarves and other, I think undead as well, where they fire off rockets. It might be goblins now. They fire off rockets and missiles and damage your base as a whole. Pick this and it will completely negate it. And then finally, We Hate Heroes, which is awesome because We Hate Heroes, we will pick it just to show you the beginning. We Hate Heroes reduces enemy hero damage by 40% and a 3500 rage to start, and barracks and towers deal more damage to hero, and you get plus 50% gold bounty for killing heroes. Heroes are a huge part of this game. Thus, if you let them completely run away with it, they will feed you more and more. Once again, if you keep upgrading the fuck heroes, you get plus 20% damage reduction and more aura range. It gets to the point where it's completely ridiculous and you have reduced the hero damage to 80%. So that means even in the middle here, the hero's hitting 20% of what he can hit. And that basically means the hero's no better than, well, he is better, but he's not that much better than an end game front of the line unit. So basically, now I'm going to talk about kind of how the openings should go for the humans. The humans, really, you can't go wrong. But one of the big things I think you should do is pick Basic White Light. Why Basic White Light? Because it'll enable you to really keep your guys up for longer and really help establish your presence in the middle here. Because once again, here, if we'd gotten White Light right away, all of these guys would be casting White Light. So that's 300 HP per cast of these three that go back. So it's 300 more HP that your enemies have to roll into. And what's nice about the humans is because they have plus 5% attack rate, plus 1 armor, and plus 3 level unit armor, they get no debuffs, so there's no glaring things that you need to pick up right away. For some, you want to be picking up the economy right away, but these really allow you to gauge how every lane is going and then react according to that. What I normally like to do is, if we're in this situation here, I would probably upgrade the middle barracks. That way I can really have a good idea on what everybody's doing in here. You know, because it's very easy to have a gauge on how your neighbors to the right and left are doing. But once you get in here, you can also tell how your people in front of you are doing. And then from there, really feel it out. Now, since we're going up against the orcs here, I would probably go for armor. And where I would pick up the armor and switch between the human masonry. And then finally, once you get to level 2, the first two things you want to pick up are Call to Arms, because it's an extra unit in each wave, just making your waves that much more powerful, and then finally Devotion Aura, because Devotion Aura makes your guys that much harder to kill. Plus 2 armor and 400 AoE, so that's basically a zone like this. And plus 400 armor like that will make them a lot more difficult to play with. So, with that in mind, that is probably how I would start things off with humans. Humans are really and truly, what I would argue, probably the second friendliest new player race. So if you're looking into it, get the map, get the Warcraft 3 map. I'll include the link in the description below. And play the humans first.